back to the Social Club where everyone has a voice. I'm your host, Jacob Hale, and real quick, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, check out all our other content. But other than that, I want to get through a big question that everyone's been talking about regarding the NFL, and that is it now time to go back to grass fields and get rid of the turf fields? Interesting question. I have my own personal thoughts about it, and I think a lot of people would. If you ever played football, you would probably have certain thoughts. So please go ahead and let your thoughts be known. And I actually want to hear from you guys. Do you think the NFL should go back to grass fields and get rid of the turf fields, right? Now, if you have not watched the NFL or you're not really clued into kind of football and understand like, well, Jacob, what's the difference? Like, why does it matter and all that stuff? To explain it shortly, turf fields have a higher chance of you sustaining some type of leg injury or knee injury in that regard. And the reason why is because the design of a turf field, it doesn't have as much of a give as a grass field. So what I mean by that is that if you plant wrong on a turf field, your foot would get planted and it will put too much stress in on your muscles and bones and everything like that. And that's what's causing tears. Versus a grass field, because a grass field, maybe because it's natural or whatever, but it has way more give. So if you plant your foot and a lot of stress comes in that area, it disperses a lot better into the ground and it prevents all the stress from going into your muscles and bones, which causes an injury, okay? So the ACL tears, for example, that you see throughout the NFL, a large part of that is actually because they are actually playing on a turf field versus a grass field. So that's kind of the idea behind it, and why there's even a discussion whether you should get rid of turf and go back to grass. Now, I think that's fair. My biggest concern, or I think my biggest argument point on it is that if you're paying these guys millions of dollars, you should do everything you can to keep them safe. If we're gonna make this if we're going to make the league safer and we're going to have this heads up player safety targeting calls, if we're going to add all that to it, why not do the obvious thing and make the field safer as a whole for football players and reduce injuries? And I think that's really frustrating for a lot of reasons. I mean, the NFL is $1 billion industry. They definitely have the money to do it. And more importantly, all the side businesses in accordance with the NFL that you're making money off of, fantasy leagues, online sports betting, things of that nature. You know, the success of that has to do with star players staying in the game as long as possible. And honestly, you know, this is obviously a problem when you have this amount of players tearing their ACL or having some type of significant injury that is putting them on IR. It's frustrating from the fan perspective, and at the end of the day, it can only hurt the bottom line of the NFL to do this. Now, when it comes to just general NFL injuries, there's a lot more that goes into it outside of just turf fields. I do want to make that clear. I don't think it's the best idea to have all these international flight games on a short notice, on a short week for these NFL players. I also don't think that's a good idea, but whatever. I'll save that for a different video. We're talking about turf fields. I don't think, unless there's some type of otherworldly pressure from a fan base or from the owner's perspective, I don't think this is ever going to change. I think turf fields are always going to stay. But there's a couple reasons why turf fields were not only bad, but also it's something that's just not going to go away that I'm thinking about now. Obviously, there's an injury component, but also from a health perspective, you don't understand, you can't really clean a turf field. Like a grass field, because it's natural, you can maintain a grass field, but turf is just there. And the idea, like I'm letting you guys know right now, your average turf field, it doesn't get re-turfed. Like, it's not a yearly maintenance that goes on that turf field. The same turf that was put into that field has been there probably since it started. So in your neighborhood where there's a turf field, understand all the throw up and rain and trash and all that stuff, all that's simmering on the field. So it's definitely a health concern, and you definitely can get infections from that, absolutely. So just keep that in mind. Sorry if I ruined a lot of stuff for people, but it's here to stay. It's not going to go away. For starters, it's a lot easier to maintain a turf field because, like I said before, you're not re-turfing the field on a yearly basis than it is trying to maintain grass from week to week, right? Like the cost of that would be pretty high, even though it's the NFL. But I don't think owners want to pay for that. And more importantly, a lot of these stadiums that are being paid for by us, the taxpayer, it is also a multi-purpose type of stadium. So yes, you go there to watch the Panthers play, but at the same time, you also go there for concerts. You also go there for other activities that are going on. And turf is way more sustainable for those different type of venues that you can host at that stadium versus a grass field, for obvious reasons. I mean, one bad rainstorm and it's a complete mud field that's going on. So, you know, just from a cost perspective, even though the NFL makes billions of dollars, and from a maintenance perspective, and the dual use, all the usages that you have for turf versus a grass field, you know, turf is just here to stay, unfortunately. And as a fan base, it's just a growing number of very straightforward, simple things that you can implement in the game that can fix the game and make it more enjoyable for the fans that the NFL will forever decide to not do, because, you know, it's just all about saving money and taking as much money as you can. So that's what it's all about. But anyway, I want to say one more thing I want to add to that. So let's just say you are a football player and you're like, well, Jacob, I would like to not tear my ACL, and I would like there to be opportunity, you know, to play the game, or maybe I am playing football right now and I'm worried about that. What do you think I should do and all that stuff? I would say, when I played, I know there was a big conversation about changing the type of shoes that you wear and having quote unquote turf shoes that you wear. I would look into it, especially from an O-line position, because the shoe wear isn't that big of a necessity on what you wear because you're not making crazy cuts and everything like that. I would say that's something to look into. Another thing is, just like for any ACL, it's not like you can train your ACL to not tear, but what you can do is strengthen the ligaments of your legs around your ACL. So, for example, anything in the realm of balancing and working on your balance, it's going to help your knee ligaments from tearing, right? Anything that you know strengthens your quad, anything that strengthens your calves, and everything of that nature, right? That's really the only advice I can give you. I mean, unfortunately, ACL, MCLs and stuff, they're just freak accidents that happen. You know, they can happen without there being a turf field, but obviously a turf field increases your chances of that. So if you are still playing football and you want to avoid those types of injuries, the best way you can do it is, again, just working on balance and really working on your leg strength. Because if you strengthen everything around those ligaments, it just makes it less likely that it would tear under certain types of stress, right? So hopefully that helps. That's elite ball knowledge coming from me to you guys. So hopefully you enjoy that. And feel free to give your own comments if you are also a former player and would like to just give good information about it. But other than that, guys, I mean, again, let me know down in the comments, you know, do you think the NFL should go back to grass field? I know it's probably never going to happen, but it's nice to speculate and have a good conversation about it. But other than that, go ahead, like, follow, subscribe, check out all of our other content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.